Omar Pacheco has lived his whole life in Brooklyn and says he has a clean record, but he also has this experience, like many people who are like him.
Have you or anyone you know ever been stopped and frisked?
Yeah, I've been plenty of times. There was one time I was walking with my father, and he was ahead of me, and then a whole bunch of cops came out of nowhere, out of a blue van, and with guns drawn, thinking I was going to rob him, and my father stopped them.
He's a real person, not a statistic, but he, like thousands of young men of color, are part of a statistic the NYPD focused on intensely at the beginning of this decade: stop and frisk. It was a central part of the Bloomberg administration.
Back then, I was wrong, and I'm sorry.
Officially called stop, question, and frisk, at the height of the practice in 2011, there were more than 685,000 instances of it.
Year 2011, there were more Terry stops conducted against young black males in New York City than there were actually living young black males in New York City.
A retired NYPD trainer in stop and frisk and current John Jay College professor talks about the conditions that led to this reduction to less than 12,000 instances in the full year stats are available, a 98% decline. But that means police still carry out stop and frisks. The instructor says they're still necessary as long as they're rare.
It was an effective crime-fighting tool.
The New York Civil Liberties Union says stop and frisk still heavily discriminates against young men of color. One such young man gets the last word on Michael Bloomberg's apology.
He was doing it for that long, and now you feel remorseful? No, I don't believe it.
And it's well worth noting that even as the number of stop and frisks declined significantly, a 98% drop, violent crime has also declined. Take a look at the murders in New York City, from 515 back in 2011 to 292 in 2017, the last year for which we have full stop and frisk statistics. That's a 43% decrease. Again, though, the practice of stop, question, and frisk still exists, sometimes in graphic ways.